The human body is seriously insane. From being able to bench over 1,000 pounds to being able to planche push-up on one finger. Both of those things probably under 10 people in the world can do. But out of those two, which one do you think is most impressive? If you were thinking the one finger planche push-up, then you're just like me. And that's the reason why I've been training my finger strength as well over the past couple of years. When I first got started, I could barely hold a push-up position on my fingertips, but now I can hold a full planche. But that got me thinking, who are the first people to start training their fingertips and how long has it been around for? And are there any secret tips that will level up our training? And what I discovered may actually shock you. So stick around, we're gonna dive into this together. And in the end, I'm gonna show you a finger routine you can do really fast right from home. The same routine that I did that got me from a beginner level to advanced. Let's get right into it. Ever wonder how ancient monks were able to hold their entire body weight on just their fingertips or even one finger? Because as crazy as that sounds, finger training has been around for thousands of years. From warriors and martial artists, climbers, and now modern calisthenics athletes doing fingertip planches, fingertip handstands, and even one finger variations. But here's the crazy part. There aren't even muscles in your fingers. So what exactly are you strengthening? And why can finger training completely change your grip, balance, control, and even your calisthenic skills? Today, you're gonna find out. The first thing you need to understand is that your fingers don't actually contain muscles. The muscles that control your fingers are mostly in your forearms, with tendons running all the way through your hands into your fingers, almost like cables controlling a machine. So when you train finger strength, you're not building giant finger muscles, you're strengthening the entire system responsible for controlling force through your hands, wrists, and forearms. And that's exactly why finger training existed long before fitness even existed. Before gyms, barbells, modern workouts, your hands were tools for survival. Humans climbed with them, hunted with them, fought with them, carried with them, built with them, and gripped weapons with them. So naturally, over time, different cultures started developing ways to intentionally strengthen their hands and fingers. One of the oldest examples of this comes from ancient India with something called malakham, where wrestlers and warriors would perform insane bodyweight movements on a wooden pole using their grip, fingers, wrists, and body control to climb, balance, rotate, and support themselves. And when you really think about it, that's not even far off from modern calisthenics. Before athletes were doing planches on parallettes, people were already learning how to control their entire body through their hands on a wooden pole. And over time, finger training became even more extreme. Martial artists started conditioning their hands and fingers through different forms of impact training, grip training, fingertip holds, and striking drills. Some trained them to withstand pain, and some trained them to support their entire body weight. This is where the famous stories of Shaolin monks balancing on one finger started becoming popular. Now, obviously, some of those demonstrations exist somewhere between reality, discipline, performance, and legend. But regardless, the idea became symbolic. The one finger handstand became a symbol of control, discipline, and years of conditioning. But now, modern athletes are doing things even more insane. Because today in calisthenics, finger training has evolved into fingertip push-ups, fingertip handstands, fingertip planches, fingertip planche push-ups, and even one finger variations. And unlike climbing, where athletes mainly pull through their fingers, calisthenics athletes push through them, which creates a completely different type of demand on the body. When you go from supporting your body weight on your palms to your fingertips, all that force suddenly gets distributed across a way smaller contact point, meaning your fingers, hands, wrists, forearms, and stabilizers have to work exponentially harder just to keep you balanced and control your body. And this is also why finger training became huge in climbing. Climbers depend heavily on finger strength to hold onto tiny edges and surfaces using just their fingertips. In fact, modern climbing helped turn finger training into something much more scientific, showing that your connective tissue, tendons, ligaments, and grip strength can all progressively adapt over time through controlled loading. But this is also where people mess up. Your fingers are not like your biceps. You can't just destroy them every day with high volume and expect them to adapt quickly. Muscles recover relatively fast, but connective tissue adapts way slower, which is why climbers and athletes that rush finger training often end up with tendon pain or chronic hand issues. So the goal isn't to instantly start trying one finger push-ups or fingertip planches. The goal is progressive adaptation. And honestly, even basic finger training can have huge carryover into your strength and calisthenics performance. Stronger fingers and hands can improve your grip strength, wrist stability, handstands, planche control, push-ups, climbing, balance, and overall body control. And the best part is you don't need to train anything high level to start benefiting from it. You can start training for it right now. You can start with fingertip planks, fingertip push-ups on your knees, wall fingertip leans, dead hangs, grip work, or simply spending more time supporting your body weight through your hands. Because finger training isn't really about building fingers, it's about building the system that controls them. And if you want to start building stronger hands, fingers, wrist, grip, and overall body control, then start adding some of these exercises into your training slowly and progressively. Because remember, this isn't just muscle training, it's connective tissue training also, and that takes time to adapt. But once it does, you'll notice your push-ups feel more stable, your handstands feel more controlled, your wrists feel stronger, your grip gets harder to break, and your overall connection to the ground becomes way stronger. Because at the end of the day, every advanced calisthenics skill eventually comes down to one thing. How much force and control can you transfer through your hands? And the stronger that connection becomes, the stronger you become. In fact, let's head downstairs. I'm gonna show you real quick. I'm gonna show you the same routine that I did that got me from barely being able to hold a push-up position on my fingertips to being able to hold a full planche. Now, all you're gonna need is this secret hack right here, a resistance band. If you don't have one, you can pick one up at calisthenics.com. And this routine is completely scalable, especially if you have a resistance band, so follow along. Whether you're a complete beginner or advanced, you're gonna benefit from this. So let's start the routine. We're gonna hang up our resistance band to alleviate some body weight while we're on our fingertips. And the more you do it, you'll be able to go to a thinner band and eventually be able to do it with no band. Now, the very first progression is really just to hold your body on your fingertips. Now, we wanna do this for at least 15 seconds, but eventually you're gonna get stronger. You're gonna be able to go into harder progressions like tuck planche or even a full planche. All right, now we're gonna rest a bit and allow our fingers to recover while we prepare for the next exercise, which is gonna be fingertip push-ups. And if this is too difficult, you can always move on to a thicker band for some more assistance. For these fingertip push-ups, getting back into position, you can always go for some normal ones. Try to get a really strong grip on the ground. Go down, control it nice and down on the way down, and then come right back up. And over time, you develop more strength. You can turn these around, continue and go to 90 holds. So push up, 90 hold, feet off the ground, back up. Try to go for a total of 8 to 10 reps. All right, now we're halfway through the routine. Again, allowing our fingers to recover. The next one, we're gonna go into another isometrics hold. We held the top, we did full range push-ups. Now we're gonna hold the bottom. You can hold the bottom of a push-up, or you can take it to the next level, hold the bottom of a 90-degree hold with your feet off the ground. Whatever level you're at is the one that you're gonna wanna use. 10 seconds. There you have it. Now, down to the last and final exercise of this routine is a simple hang. As we mentioned previously, pushing and hanging from your fingertips are working two different things. We're gonna go for a 15-second hang. You wanna have the majority of your weight on your fingertips and assisting with your feet on the ground. And over time, you wanna transfer all that weight onto your fingertips. Really feel and squeeze. Now in the future, when you do this routine, you can definitely have more rest time in between. Try to make this like into an EMOM every minute on the minute. And that's the whole routine right there. You can do it every single day, even up to 3 to 4 times a day. And if you stick with it and stay consistent, you're gonna see that this strength is gonna transfer into all your other training sessions and muscle groups. Remember, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and this is gonna prove that. So if you want more videos breaking down the science, history, and training of calisthenics and bodyweight mastery, make sure you subscribe. And if you want full workouts and step-by-step programs to build your strength, physique, and skills, download the Calisthenics app for free right now in the App Store, and I'll see you in the next video. Mad love. Peace out, baby. We're gonna be warming up on the ant machine today. And as you can see right here, if you wanna add more weight, bro, it's like easier than moving the thermostat in your house. Give this a shot, for example. Do some tricep extensions on it. That's chilling, right?
Interesting. I think this is the first time I've used this bit of kit.
You wanna see something even cooler? So like I hit this and now it's in band mode. Well, the weight is gonna increase.
Okay.
Now, if I was to hit it again, as eccentric mode, so I'm at negative,
okay,
bro.
yeah.
So if you really wanna make some hypertrophy gains and build way more muscle and strength for the same amount of time.
That was very different. Just go and buy it, guys.
Just go get it already.